Duane "Keffe D. Davis, a former gang leader who was arrested and charged last year in the decades-old murder of hip-hop icon Tupac Shakur, is expected to ask a Nevada judge on Tuesday to place him on house arrest until a June trial for the 1996 crime. The 25-year-old Shakur, one of the first artists to be inducted into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame in 2002, was a passenger in a BMW driven by Death Row Records co-founder Knight when he was shot in a drive-by shooting on September 7, 1996. He was shot 4 times and died 6 days later. Orlando Anderson, Davis's nephew, has long been considered the gunman in the shooting, according to the Los Angeles Times. He died almost 2 years after Shakur's death in another shooting. Davis identified Anderson as the shooter in a 2008 conversation with authorities that came with immunity from the Los Angeles Police Department and FBI, who promised his statements would not be used against him. Former Los Angeles Police Department Detective Greg Kading said Davis admitted to orchestrating the shooting and that his nephew fired the deadly shots. He said that while Davis is protected from prosecution for what he said in the 2008 interview, he has continued to give interviews that were not covered under the immunity agreements and talked himself into a corner. Authorities have said Davis's 2019 book, Compton Street Legend, saw Davis admit to hiding the car and the gun from which the shots were fired and having it repaired and repainted. Police searched Davis's home in Henderson, Nevada last summer and seized materials they said were connected to the case, including .40 caliber cartridges, computers and photos. Under Nevada law, defendants can be charged with murder if they're found to have acted as an accomplice, even if they did not carry out the killing themselves. He was the best witness against himself, Kading said of Davis. Ego and greed caught up with him. 3. That's how many people were killed in Compton, California, in the 10 days following Shakur's death. Another 10 were wounded in what the Los Angeles Times called a spiral of retaliatory gang killings. Davis is a former leader of the Compton-based South Side Crips. Shakur was tied to the Mob Piru Bloods street gang,